You're 8 years old. The market seller refuses to touch your money. Not because you are poor, because your father kills for the king. The coin sits on the wooden counter between you. He stares at it like it carries plague. Then he slides your bread across with 2 fingers, careful not to brush your hand. You walk home with the food. People step aside. Mothers pull children close. A boy spits near your feet. You are 8, and you already know what you are. You are the hangman's son. Home is a stone house at the edge of town. It must be at the edge. The law says so. The executioner cannot live among honest people. Your father is a large man with quiet hands. He never raises his voice. He does not need to. His name does the shouting for him. Tonight, he teaches you the first lesson. Watch the rope, he says. The rope tells the truth. People lie. Knots do not. You learn to coil it, to check it, to feel the weight of a man before he ever climbs the platform. Your privilege is small but real. You eat meat when other poor families do not. The king pays well for death. Money is the one thing your family never lacks. But the cost comes fast. You have no friends. The other children are forbidden to play with you. The priest will not bless you. Except one. Her name is Ellen. She is the miller's daughter, and she does not yet understand why the other children flinch from you. Or she understands it perfectly and has decided not to care. You meet her at the stream behind the mill, where the town's rules feel a little farther away. She does not ask about the rope. She asks if you know how to skip stones. You do not. She teaches you, badly, both of you laughing until her mother's voice cuts across the water like a slap. She is dragged away by her mother, scolded for speaking to that family. But before she goes, she looks back once. You hold on to that look for longer than you should. Your responsibility is simple. Stay invisible. Bring no shame. Your danger is the crowd. One morning a hanging goes wrong. The rope holds, but the family of the dead man turns. They look for someone to blame. Your father is protected by the king's soldiers. You're not. A rock hits your shoulder. Then another. You run. You run until your lungs burn and the town is far behind you. You run, without deciding to, toward the stream. Ellen is already there, alone, like she somehow knew. She doesn't ask what happened. She just sits with you until your breathing slows and presses a strip of clean cloth against the cut on your head before her mother can see either of you. You're not what they say you are, she tells you. You don't believe her, but you want to. That night your father cleans the same cut, cruder than Ellen's work. He does not say sorry. He says something worse. This is your life now. There is no other door. You're 8 years old, and you wonder, if the son of a killer can never be anything else, what happens when a killer grows old? And whether the one person who looked back at you will ever be allowed to look again. You are 14. Your father's hands have started to shake. He hides it. You do not. The guild notices everything. A man in a gray cloak arrives one morning. He represents the executioner's guild. He watches your father work. He watches the trembling fingers. Then he watches you. The boy ties a clean knot, he says. That is how you are promoted. You become a rope assistant. It is the second rank. It is barely a rank at all, but it is the first time the guild speaks your name on purpose. Your new privilege is a uniform. Black, plain, but yours. When you wear it, the soldiers nod at you instead of past you. There is one more privilege, smaller and more dangerous than the uniform. Ellen still meets you at the stream. Older now, careful now, both of you choosing the long way around town, so no one sees you walk there together. She is the only person in your life who speaks to you like you are simply a boy, and not a sentence the town has already passed. She asks, once, if you ever think about leaving. Running somewhere the name doesn't follow you. You tell her you've thought about little else. You do not tell her that lately, when you imagine that other life, she is in it. Your new responsibility is the scaffold itself. You build it. You test it. You stand beside your father during the work. The first time you stand on that platform, the crowd is a sea of faces. Hundreds of eyes, all of them hating you. You feel every single one. Your father pulls the lever. You hold the rope. The man dies. and you do not look away. Something changes in you that day. Not for the better. The horror does not leave. It just stops screaming. Your new danger is the work itself. A rope snaps during a hanging. The condemned man falls and lives. By law, you must do it again. Your hands shake worse than your father's ever did. You do it again. That evening you go to the stream without meaning to, the way water finds the lowest ground. Ellen is there. She doesn't ask what you did today. She already knows what your days are made of. She just takes your still shaking hand in both of hers and holds it until it stops. It is the only time in your life, so far, that someone has touched you without fear in it. Your new enemy arrives that night. His name is Corvin. He is older. He has assisted 3 executioners and never been promoted. He believes the next rank belongs to him. He believes you stole it. You are not a craftsman, he tells you in the dark. You are a name, a cursed family name. The guild will see through you. You say nothing, but you remember his face. Your father dies that winter, quietly, in his sleep. The town does not mourn him. No bell rings. You bury him yourself, at the edge of the edge, where the cursed are allowed to rest. Ellen is the only other person who comes. She stands beside you in the cold, not speaking, just present. And her presence is the only thing that keeps the silence from swallowing you whole. Standing over the grave, you realize something cold and something warm in the same breath. You are alone now, truly alone, except for her. The guild owns you, and the guild will decide what you become. But Corvin wants your place, and the guild only has room for one. You are 19. The rope is no longer enough. The king has issued a new order. Nobles will no longer hang. Hanging is for peasants. Nobles deserve the blade. A clean death. A dignified death. The guild needs a man who can use a sword. There is a test. You and Corvin stand in a stone courtyard. Between you is a block of oak and a single melon balanced on top. The guild master watches from a high window. The rule is simple. 1 stroke. Clean. Corvin goes first. His blade comes down hard. Too hard. The melon splits, but the cut is ragged. The blade bites deep into the wood and sticks. Then it is your turn. You breathe. You remember your father's words. The rope tells the truth. So does the blade. You do not swing with rage. You swing with weight. The melon falls in 2 clean halves. The block is barely marked. The window closes. You are promoted to Apprentice Headsman. Corvin is not. Your new privilege is power over your own work. You no longer just assist. You perform. You train with the sword every morning until your arms learn the motion better than your mind. There is a second privilege you tell no one about. You have begun, in secret, to imagine a future. A small house outside the guild's reach. Ellen's hands, not shaking from cold, but from something closer to a promise. You have not said any of this aloud. You are afraid that saying it will be the thing that takes it from you. You say it to her anyway, one evening at the stream, badly, the way you once tried to skip stones. She doesn't laugh at you this time. She says yes before you finished asking. Your new responsibility is mercy. This is the part no one tells you. A clean death is a gift. A botched one is torture. When you lift the blade over a kneeling noble, his life is in your hands in the most literal way. 1 stroke means peace. 2 strokes mean agony. You learn to give them the 1 stroke. Every time, the crowd begins to respect you for it. Not love, never love, but respect. Your new danger is failure in front of the king. Your first noble execution is a traitor lord. The king himself attends. The whole court watches. If you fail here, you do not simply lose your job. You lose your head. You raise the blade. The lord weeps. You strike once. It is clean. The king nods. Just once. But it is enough. Your new enemy is no longer just Corvin. It is the dead lord's family. A powerful family. They cannot touch the king, but they can touch the man who held the blade. That night a note is pushed under your door. The blade cuts both ways. You sleep with the sword beside your bed. And for the first time, the danger is not only yours to carry. You think of Ellen, of the small house you've started imagining out loud. and a new fear settles into you, quieter than the crowd's hatred and far worse. The fear of having something a powerful family could take to hurt you twice. You have climbed 3 ranks. You have a uniform, a blade, a reputation, and, almost, a future with her name in it. So why does the next promotion feel less like a reward and more like a sentence? You're 26. The Old Town executioner is dead, killed in his own home. The note left on his chest matched the one under your door. The dead lord's family is keeping its promise, but the guild does not retreat. The guild promotes. You're made town executioner. You now run the entire town's justice. Every hanging, every beheading, every branding, every flogging, it all flows through your hands. Your new privilege is wealth and a house of your own. A real house. Servants who are paid extra to overcome their fear of you. A wall around your land. Guards at your gate. For the first time, you have power that people can see. You bring Ellen to see the house before anyone else. She walks through the empty rooms and starts describing furniture that doesn't exist yet, curtains in colors you've never thought to want. For one afternoon, the house is not a fortress built from fear. It is simply a home, waiting for her to finish imagining it. Your new responsibility is judgment. You do not choose who dies. The court does that. But you choose how. The length of the rope. The sharpness of the blade. Whether a man suffers or sleeps. You hold mercy and cruelty in the same hand. And here is the thing that haunts you. You are good at it. Your new danger is the family that wants you dead. They send a man one night. He climbed your wall. He reaches your bedroom. But you have not slept deeply in years. You hear the floorboard. The fight is short and ugly. When it ends, he is on the ground and you are standing. By law, an assassin caught is yours to execute. So the next morning, you execute the man who tried to kill you. In public, with your own blade. The crowd is silent. They came to watch a stranger die. Instead, they watched their executioner survive. That is the day they stop seeing you as a man. They start seeing you as something that cannot be killed. That night, you tell Ellen what almost happened. You expect her to be afraid. Instead, she asks a single question that will haunt you longer than the assassin's face does. What happens to me if they ever reach you and miss? You have no answer. You change the subject. You tell yourself there will be time later to find one. There will not be. Your new enemy is the one you least expect. Corvin returns. He did not vanish. He went to the dead lord's family. He sells them information. He tells them your schedule, your habits, your weaknesses. He is no longer a rival craftsman. He is your hunter, and he learns, somewhere in his selling and his watching, about the miller's daughter who visits your house when the guards change shifts. He files that fact away like a blade he is not yet ready to use. You have a house, wealth, power, and a town that obeys you. You believe you have one person you can trust. When you blow out the candle at night, you tell yourself the silence is not total. Not anymore. You begin to wonder if you climbed for nothing. But you cannot stop climbing, because at the top, the guild says the danger ends. You believe them. You should not. You are 34. A plague of treason sweeps the kingdom. A failed rebellion. Dozens of conspirators captured. The king wants them all dead. Quickly. Publicly. Perfectly. No town executioner is good enough. The guild names a master executioner to handle them. The guild names you. You are now among the finest in the kingdom. There are only a handful of masters. You travel from city to city. Your reputation arrives before your carriage. Your new privilege is fame. Dark fame, but fame. Songs are sung about you. Frightened songs. Children dare each other to say your name 3 times in the dark. You have become a legend while still alive to hear it. The promotion means something else, too. You're gone for months at a time now, riding from city to city, a name doing the work a person used to do. Every letter you send back to Ellen takes weeks to arrive. Every letter she sends back takes weeks to find you. You tell yourself distance is just another rope to learn the truth of. Your new responsibility is scale. 20 men in a single day. Then 30. You must be perfect every time. One clean stroke after another, hour after hour, until your arms give out and your soul follows. You stop counting the faces. You have to. A man cannot carry that many faces and stay a man. Your new danger is yourself. The work changes you. You feel it happening and you cannot stop it. The nightmares come every night now. You wake with the sword already in your hand. You drink to sleep. Then you drink to wake. Then you drink to stand on the platform. One morning your hand shakes, just like your father's. You hide it, the way he hid it. And you understand him for the first time, far too late. Your new enemy is the king himself. A king who kills this many of his own people is a king who fears everything. He begins to fear you too. You know too much. You have killed his enemies, yes. But you have also seen how easily he makes enemies. A man who knows where all the bodies are buried is a dangerous man to keep alive. The whispers reach you. The king is considering whether the master executioner has outlived his use. And Corvin is still out there, still selling secrets. Now he sells them to the crown. You finally return home after the longest circuit yet, certain that seeing her will undo months of rot in a single evening. The house is quiet in a way you don't recognize. Ellen tells you, carefully, that men came asking after you while you were gone. Men who did not give names. Men who asked about her specifically, not about your schedule or your house. She is still smiling when she tells you. She has decided not to be afraid in front of you. You go cold anyway. You are famous. You are feared. You are wealthy beyond your father's dreams. You have everything you ran toward as a boy. And the one thing you actually wanted, a future with her name in it, has just become the easiest way for anyone to hurt you. There's one rank above you that might protect you. One rank that answers to no town, no court, only the king. But to reach it, the current holder must die. And you are starting to suspect. That is exactly what the king is counting on. You are 41. The royal executioner dies. No one says how. The official word is illness. But you have seen enough death to know the difference between a sickness and a silence. The position is the highest practical rank in the guild. The personal blade of the crown. You serve the king and no one else. You are summoned to the palace. You kneel. The king places the seal of office in your hand. You are now the royal executioner. Your new privilege is access to the throne. You stand near power. You dine in the palace. The court bows when you pass. Lords who once sent assassins now beg for your favor. You have climbed higher than any cursed boy was ever meant to climb. You move Ellen into the royal district, behind walls thicker than any you've owned before, guarded by men who answer only to the crown. You tell yourself this is finally safety. You tell yourself the climbing was always going to lead here, to a wall high enough that nothing could reach over it. You are wrong, and some part of you already knows it. Your new responsibility is loyalty unto death. You execute whoever the king names. Traitors, rivals, friends of the king who became inconvenient. You do not question. You cannot question. The blade does not ask why. And one day the king names someone you know. A man who was kind to you once. The only court official who ever treated you like a person before Ellen did. A man who, years ago, was the first to call you by your name instead of your father's. The king names him a traitor. You raise the blade over the one man who was kind to you. You strike once. Clean. Because mercy is the only gift you have left to give. And a piece of you dies on that platform with him. That night, Ellen finds you sitting in the dark, the blade still unwashed beside you. She doesn't ask you to talk about it. She simply sits with you, the way she once sat with you at the stream when you were 8 years old and bleeding from Stranger's Rock. Is the last quiet night you will ever have with her, though neither of you knows it yet. Your new danger is the throne itself. You now know the king's secrets. Every false charge, every murder dressed as justice. You are the hand that made them real. That makes you the most dangerous man in the kingdom, and the most disposable. Your new enemy is finally revealed. Corvin stands in the king's court. He has clawed his way up through whispers and poison and patience. He is the king's spymaster now. and he has spent his entire life waiting for this. He leans close to you at a banquet. He smiles. I told you, he says. You were only ever a name, and names are easy to erase. Then, quieter, so only you can hear it. Tell me, does the miller's daughter still hold your hand when it shakes? You do not sleep that night. You return home to find the royal guards at your gate, replaced with new faces. Faces that do not meet your eyes. Ellen is inside, and she is safe, and she is shaken in a way she will not explain to you. And you understand without being told that the wall was never as high as you needed it to be. You understand the trap completely. The king and Corvin do not want a royal executioner. They want a scapegoat, someone to blame for all the blood, someone to throw to the people when the people finally rage. You are not the kingdom's blade. You are the kingdom's confession, waiting to be silenced. And anyone standing close enough to you will be silenced first. There is only one rank left, one position that even the king cannot easily touch. The head of the entire guild, protected by ancient law, beyond the reach of any single crown, is your only escape. Perhaps there's two, but the guild master is the one who has watched you from high windows your entire life, and he does not intend to die. You are 49. The guild master sends for you. You expect a blade in the dark. Instead, you find an old man by a fire, alone in a vast stone hall. The same man who watched you split a melon 30 years ago. He does not threaten you. He is too tired for that. I have watched you climb, he says. Every rank. I knew you would reach this room. They always do. The good ones. He tells you the truth no one else would. The king plans to fall, and Corvin plans to rule through the chaos. When it comes, every blade holder in the kingdom will be hunted. Everyone, except the guild master. The guild is older than the throne. Its head is protected by laws even kings fear to break. It is the only safe chair in the kingdom, the old man says. And it is the loneliest. Then he tells you why he sent for you. He is dying, truly this time, and he has no son, no heir, no one. The guild forbids it. To lead the guild, you must give up everything else. No family, no friends, no name but the title. You gave those up long ago, he says, almost gently. You just never noticed. You think of Ellen, and for the first time in your life, you say no to the guild. You go to her that night and tell her everything. The offer, the only safe chair in the kingdom, the price of sitting in it. You ask her to run with you instead. Somewhere with no guild, no crown, no name that arrives before the man carrying it. She's quiet for a long moment. Then she tells you the thing Corvin already knew, the thing the men at your gate had already decided. While you were learning to swing a blade with weight instead of rage, while you were climbing toward a chair that could finally protect her, the people who wanted you destroyed had already concluded that destroying her first would hurt you more efficiently than any blade ever could. It already happened. Days ago. Quietly. The way your father died. No bell, no mourning, nothing the world was required to notice. She survived. She is alive. But something that was promised at a stream when you were both 14 does not survive what was done to make a point of you. She tells you, gently, that she cannot be the thing you run toward anymore. Not because she stopped loving the boy who couldn't skip stones, because the cost of loving you has finally come due, and she cannot keep paying it and still be a person at the end of it. She leaves before sunrise. You do not stop her. Stopping her would mean asking her to keep bleeding for you, and you've spent your whole life learning what that costs a person. You return to the guild hall and accept the only offer still standing. You become guild master, the top of the entire guild, the highest rank that exists, beyond the king, beyond Corvin, beyond the families who wanted you dead. You have one. When the throne finally falls, you watch it from your protected hall. The king is dragged out by his own people. Corvin reaches for power and is torn apart by the very chaos he created. You outlive them all. Everyone who ever hunted you is gone. So is everyone who ever loved you. You sit in the great stone hall, in the only safe chair in the kingdom, and you wait for someone to send for. There is no one, no father, No friend, no child, no name spoken with love in all your life, except one. And you let her walk away rather than watch her keep bleeding for the privilege of standing beside you. You rule a guild of men who fear you the way the market seller once feared a single coin from a boy's hand. You're 8 years old again, in a way that never left you, standing alone while the world steps back. You think of that coin on the wooden counter, the bread slid across with 2 careful fingers. And you think of a girl at a stream, teaching a cursed boy to skip stones, looking back once before her mother pulled her away. The first person who ever touched you without fear in it, and the last. You spent your entire life trying to climb out of that moment at the market stall. And the chair at the top is just that counter, made larger. The whole kingdom sliding your bread across with 2 careful fingers, afraid to touch your hand. You achieved everything, but you lost everyone. You spent your life becoming the kingdom's most feared man, and still died alone.